we have introduced 4 new classes of ships in the past: the Tropical class, the Holiday class, the Fantasy class, and the Destiny class. All of these ships came about with the idea to try and improve the product. We tried to create the best ship possible, and that was the beginning of the Carnival Spirit class of ships.
And so we brought in all the operating companies' representatives in the various areas, from Costa, Carnival, and Holland, America. And we let them just sit in their separate areas and just brainstorm and think of what are all the things that are hard on our ships? What are the things that make life easy for our people? What are things that the passengers enjoy most? And they put all these things together and they came up with a wish list. And what we almost did was went to the highest common denominator in all areas. So what you're getting with the Carnival Spirit is almost a Rolls Royce of what the passenger going on board would want. My job will be dealing with the shipyard to make sure that the ship comes out the way Joe sees it in his mind, and it usually does.
You know, this ship is just about 100 feet longer than the Destiny, and that allows to get a better distribution of public space in general.
And I pushed to have more space per passenger on the new ship than on any of the Carnival ships in the past.
Here we're standing in a lobby, which is a great place for people to sit and have a drink before they go to dinner. There's a lobby on the upper level, at the upper promenade, which is not quite as big as this, but again, it's going to allow a lot of freedom to go from space to space. So we think, as good as our previous ships have been in terms of crowd dispersal and ease of moving around, we think this ship is going to be well above those in that respect. I'm standing on the stair right now that is coming down from Deco Walk, which is the upper promenade on this ship, down to the Fountain Cafe, which is the lower promenade of the ship, which is 2 levels of promenade, which we have never had before on any of the Carnival ships.
It's called the Fountain Cafe because the centerpiece of this space, which is really a public room, is a large reflecting pool and waterfall fountain going up through another grand staircase, a mini atrium, if you will, that goes to the upper promenade above.
The Spirit is going to be a Carnival fun ship, and I think when you go on board, you'll immediately recognize that. And of course, most of you will recognize the hallmark of the Carnival cruise line fleet, and that's our famous winged funnel. If you look close, you'll see that it's a little bit longer down here in the front, a little bit more sloped, because this area here is all glassed in.
Since this was the newest generation, the first ship of the 21st century for Carnival, I wanted to do something really special. By virtue of the atrium now being midships, it was possible, I thought, to create the atrium and combine it with the funnel. So I've made a very much larger funnel than we've had on any of the Carnival ships before, so that the front part of the funnel, instead of being red painted steel, is red tinted glass, and it is the top of the atrium. And that space of this top of the skylight comes at the ceiling of the Nouveau Supper Club. So to create an environment that we have never had before on any of the Carnival ships, I thought that we could do this type of restaurant as a supper club, in that it would have entertainment and dancing as well.
This is an upscale alternative dining supper club arrangement where you can make a reservation, have your own table. It's 2 levels high. There'll be candles on the table, done in a Art Nouveau style with Tiffany glass everywhere, Tiffany shades. So it's going to be a fantastic space. It's, I think, going to create this feeling of spaciousness and luxury that this ship will best represent in the entire Carnival fleet.
In creating the restaurant on board the ship, and again, being the second largest room on the ship with the vertical height of 2 decks and the spaciousness and the windows going all around, which creates a rather grand and formal setting, I again went through the process of trying to come up with the style for that room and thinking about what is known as some of the best type of culinary experience. Right away, the French notion came to me. And what style is very notably French, that creates the grandness and so forth, and it's the Empire or Empire style, which was prevalent around the time of Napoleon. It's rather elegant. It has some Baroque gold details associated with it, and again, I thought that this could all be put together in a contemporary way to create the environment that I think guests would enjoy and feel rather special and grand themselves eating in this space. And again, I think creates a more luxurious feeling. We wanted to increase the intimacy on board, and we decided to make more tables for 2, more tables for 4, less tables for 8 and 10, even though they're there because there's definitely a demand for groups of people who want to sit at tables like that. So I think all in all, the Empire style was a good selection for this space. I think people who come on board and eat in the room will feel elegant. They'll feel commodious because of the space and intimacy that I had mentioned earlier. And I think they'll reach a level of service that will probably be the best in all of the Carnival fleet. One of the givens that I put forward immediately was that we had to have a 3-deck high main lounge. When one enters this room, it's going to be really recreations of carved stone, painted sarcophagus in gold leaf and looking like faience and so forth. So in creating the details, we have searched through the museum collections, really, of the Cairo Museum and other museums around, and selected honest-to-goodness Egyptian motifs for the painted decorations, for the sarcophagi themselves, hieroglyphics and so forth. So it'll sort of capture the spirit of Egypt.
The Pharaoh's Palace showroom on the Carnival Spirit will be more spectacular than ever. But then again, so will our shows. Our award-winning shows are equal to anything on Broadway or in Vegas. And I'm here to tell you, the entertainment on the Carnival Spirit will be more spectacular than ever. And best of all, you don't have to buy a ticket to get in.
In creating the dance club on board the ship, the style that immediately came into my mind was a funky sort of style, something really, really wild, something you've never seen before. But the main feature of the room
is a video wall that is going in this space. You can see this white truss work. Well, that's for the lowest level of video pieces. The impact of this wall, which spans the 2 decks, I think will be really incredible.
Hi, I'm Vicki Freed, Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and I hope you've enjoyed this sneak peek of the new Carnival Spirit, the first in a new series of superliners. But I have even better news to share with you. Carnival Spirit will be the first superliner ever to sail north to Alaska, so better book now. She'll be sailing on 7-day Glacier Bay and Glacier Route Alaska cruises starting the summer of 2001. And during the winter season, Carnival Spirit will sail on 2 new alternating 8-day cruises to the exotic Eastern and Western Caribbean, to such unspoiled ports as St. Martin, Barbados, and Martinique in the east, and in the west, Belize, Costa Rica, and Panama. Is this great news or what? At Carnival, we're very excited to be introducing this new series of superliners. Great and exciting new itineraries, plus all of the things that makes today's Carnival the most popular cruise line in the world. Carnival, our supervised children's program, is better and more popular than ever. We'll continue to offer the largest and most well-equipped spas afloat, biggest and friendliest casinos, plus more dining alternatives than ever before. And one more thing I'd like to leave you with, because you asked for it. 80% of our accommodations aboard the Carnival Spirit will be ocean view. 87% of those ocean view will have private balconies just like this. If you'd prefer a suite, we will have several decks of suites available. She's the most guest-driven cruise ship ever built, so plan on joining us. The Carnival Spirit, the 16th fun ship in the Carnival fleet, will begin sailing in early 2001. You will soon see that nothing exemplifies the spirit of today's Carnival better than the Carnival Spirit. We look forward to welcoming you on board. Bon voyage!